everybody. Welcome to the Improv Summit. As always, I'm your host, Spencer, and with me today, I have a very special guest. And I always say that, so I've been taking the first letter of someone's name and putting it with another word that starts with that letter and turning it into an adjective. So today, I have with me none other than Clever Christi. How's it going, Christi?
Ooh, I like that. Thank you. It's going well.
We've been talking a lot offline, so we kind of caught up already, but we can dive. So I was gonna say, so we can dive right in. I used the wrong conjunction, but it's all irrelevant because they're all conjunctions. What is their function? It's to ask this next question. That's a great segue. No, anyway, let's dive in, shall we?
Sure.
What is your improv background or your experience with
I actually taught improv for a long time, and I also do improv. So I feel a little bit like the president of the hair club for men because I am
improv?
also a member.
That's
So
amazing.
yeah, I my first job out of college was teaching for elementary school students, and uh, I just didn't even know where to start. And my high school drama teacher, who I'm still friends with, she recommended I look up Viola Spolin, and I got these books about like teaching for the classroom, and a lot of it is improv and doing improv with the kids and helping them get comfortable and get confidence and so I did that. That was my first year out of college, and then teaching has always kind of been a job that I've popped in and out of. And then I remember when I was in New York for a while. I moved to Southern California, and everyone in Southern California is like, well, you need to take improv classes. And I was like, take them. I teach them. But apparently teaching them to little kids doesn't like really count, I guess, in the Hollywood world. So
Sure.
I did some drop-ins at Second City, and then I liked Groundlings was a really good fit for me. So I started taking the core classes at Groundlings. Then I've taken writing classes at Groundlings, and it is a good fit for me personally. And I found that it really is different to teach it than to do it.
hmm
It's a
hmm
different brain muscle. Even if I was doing it with the kids and doing examples, it still is different to jump in and really be the student myself. So
Yeah, it's true because it feels like as someone who also teaches improv to kids, I feel like when I do it, I'm like, oh yeah, I got all these ideas. And then when I go to teach them, I'm like, let me give you an example. And I'm like, what's an example? Oh, it's like I don't know why I all of a sudden can't improvise when I'm teaching. But I think it does have to do with like the balancing of the left brain versus the right brain. Like when I'm in teacher mode, I'm more of like a left brain. When I'm on stage, I'm more of a right brain. But I've also learned that improv, as someone who is generally very Capricorn, neurotic by nature, and mostly A type until you get to pandemic that has completely shifted anything. When my A type is now fighting my B type, like do stuff. But I've learned improv is great for me to be able to actually balance both the left and right side of my brain because I'm getting the creative juices flowing. But when I'm in like a Herald or something that requires some kind of structure, I'm able to throw in the left brain. So being able to balance the two sides through improv
yeah,
has helped me be able to become a better improv teacher, I think, than when I was before because I'm able to now start balancing it. And it takes some time. It takes practice to be able to balance both sides of your brain effectively, I think. So I think that's a good point as far as like the teaching versus the improvising. It's so true. That being said, I know I've done a lot of different programs. Groundlings is not one I have done because I'm terrified. I don't like failure. But improv is
oh,
all about failing and getting back up. And like, there's no real stakes in like if you fail in an improv scene, the only thing that happens is you just do another one. Like
yeah,
there's no like real stakes to it, which is why the stakes and scenes are so funny and fun and wonderful when you see someone like, I have to get this 10 cents to get on the bus. Like it's so
yeah,
important because in improv, there's really no importance to the actual structure of improv as far as like like I said, like if I mess up the scene, whatever, I'll just do another scene. Like I'll forget about it in 5 seconds because that's how quick my brain forgets things. Except for things that I want to remember. Because an old teacher once said positives come and go and negatives accumulate, which is true in
Yeah.
its own way. Anyway, that being said, I still love improv. And so my question for you is, what do you love about improv and what keeps you coming back for more, essentially?
Ooh, I feel like improv is a cardio workout, and I
Mm,
have like running induced asthma, so I don't do a lot of cardio. But when you do improv, like my heart is just like, "Yay!" because it's so immediate and it's so but then there's like a zen you find. So it's almost like, to me, it's like running. You start off and you're like getting into it and you're getting the heart rate up, and then you kind of like settle into your stride. So it's how I work out, I guess.
that's amazing. I love it. It's like someone used to do something called fit prov, which is like where it
Yeah.
was like improv, but also you would do like weights and stuff. So it's like reps of weights, like reps of actual workout, and then like reps of improv.
Oh my gosh.
They used to do it. They used to do it way at IO before IO closed. But I
Yeah.
was like, bring it back, bring it back. Zach, if you're watching this and you want to be on the show, let me know. But also like bring back fit prov. Anyway, that makes I never actually went. I just like said I was gonna go once and then didn't
Yeah.
go, and then like IO closed like a week later. So
Oh my
the
god.
timing didn't work out. But anyway, but that all being said, like I've already mentioned the fact that like I just forget about like scenes that I've done in
Yeah.
improv, like, and I would say 99.3 or 4% of improv that I've done or have seen, I will never be able to remember what happened or what I did. I may remember like a feeling that I had, but I won't remember specifics of what the scene had.
Yeah.
Now, the other 0.6 or 0.7% are moments where I had like aha moments where I'm like, oh, this is like what it means to agree in a relationship, or oh, this is what it means to make a big, bold physical choice, and yada, yada, et cetera, et
Right.
cetera. Are there any moments like that for you, whether as a performer, as a teacher, as a coach,
Mm.
as an audience member, where you some element of improv clicked and you were like, aha, this is I get it now, because those are so wonderful for me because there are things that I can remember and pick up on to bring to enhance my future improv. But are there any of those moments that you had throughout your improv journey that stick with you?
Yeah, I probably the best improv show that I've ever seen would be at my daughter's high school. I mean, there was a show, they will probably never be able to top it. But in one of the first scenes, one of the seniors split his pants in the back and incorporated that into the scene.
Nice.
And the whole rest of the night was bringing back in this joke. And I don't know if I've ever laughed so hard in my whole life. And I wish I had it on video so I could break it down, because it was like, I love the bring back. I love the
Mm,
bring back so much. And it's just, when it's on fire and when it works, it's like the heavens are singing. It's just glorious. And their shows are like, they're playing games and things like that. um it's not like a show with skits, whereas at the Groundlings you may go to a show and you may see, I guess they do long form, right? So they could bring back jokes in that. but
mm.
um but it was just so beautiful. It was so beautiful. And I've had those moments personally where um I've discovered a new character that because I love characters. I'm very character oriented, which is why I think the Groundlings was a good fit for me. And so, I would be in a scene and all of a sudden I found this character and I'm like, oh my God, I love her. I have to like write something with her now because she's my
Mm.
new best friend. So I've had I've had moments like that, and I love
That's
those. I live for those.
That's awesome. I love it. I'm going to throw a question at you that you were not expecting to happen because it's not been on any other episode of this show, but it's relevant to you and our conversations and your improv and acting journey and career. And it's regarding Bunny the Elf, because I know that you have this character, Bunny the Elf,
Yeah.
this show, wonderful, super funny show. And the question that I have for you is, were there any improv elements that grew out of or were the inspiration for this show that you put up?
It's so funny that you asked me this because Bunny was improv. So like I took like a 10-year break when I had kids, and I was like, I'm not going to act, I'm going to teach. I'm not, I'm just going to focus in on being a mom and a teacher and all this. And when I was coming back to my career, like around 2014, I was like, let me come up with a character. Let me find what did I always get cast as before? Well, I always kind of got cast as sort of like that sweet girl next door, a little bit of a dumb blonde, but like you can't help but love her, and I started like listing these traits. This is how I would always get cast,
Mm-hmm.
and then I thought, okay, well, what can I do with that? And I decided to use vlogging as sort of my vehicle. So it was like I would set up my computer like this, and I would get dressed up and I would just sit in front of it and I would literally just riff as this character. And so I think the first one I did, I was like, oh, I'm just going to riff about getting a job. And it just turned into this series called Hire Me. And it's very early Bunny the Elf. It's before Bunny got the job as an elf. And it's just me as this character riffing about a job that I could do, or an interview I just had, or and these funny jokes would come up and so then I would edit it together so that it looked like it was polished and well written,
Sure.
even though it was very much improv and there were a bunch of or pauses.
Yeah.
And so I kind of like chopped those out so it looks good. And then it was my husband that said, you used to work as an elf at a toy store, why don't you just give Bunny that job? And I was like, bing. So I get dressed up as an elf, and I just started telling some of my personal stories as Bunny. And everything with Bunny the Elf is improv. There's 23 YouTube episodes. There's a bunch of Hire Me episodes. Every single episode is improv. Not a single one was written out. It's all
Mm-hmm.
character improv, and then hopefully skillfully edited so that it doesn't, so that I could clean up some of the pauses or some of the, moments where I'm kind of going, I don't know if I liked that. It's okay. I'm going to keep going, So
Mm-hmm.
and that's one of the nice things about doing improv for yourself with your camera is, you can pause, you can take time, you can edit it together later, oh, I sneezed, I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to leave that in, or, oh, I sneezed and I love it, but
Yeah, I was gonna say either way.
yeah, right. So happy mistakes. So yeah, Bunny really came from, and then when I wrote my one woman show about Bunny, that's where I went back and I kind of transcribed the episodes. So like for the first time, I was sort of writing them out and turning it into a show. So, and I really think that kind of sums up my process as an actor, as a writer, is I get a feeling for the character, I improv and I play in the character, and I just explore stories and ideas and scenarios. And then it turns into a written, more of a final product.
Yeah, that's great. You heard it here, folks. Improv can also become scripted. Wow, what a dream. Who would have thought? No. Speaking of Bunny the Elf, now's a good time if you have any like plugs or pitches that you want to throw out into the ether, which will also be linked down here in the description as well. I point down here because I'm assuming, yeah, the description is always at the bottom. Whatever.
Usually,
The
it's
point
usually
is,
down there. It's not
usually it's down there. But it might be up here, but it's most likely going to be
usually
down
down
there.
there.
I mean, unless you like flip it, I don't know. I don't know how
Yeah.
YouTube works.
On your phone too, it's like, is there a down there in the phone? It may just
Oh
be the
yeah, no,
home
but like
button.
the comments, there's like a little button right under the video where you have to hit comments and you hit it and it all scrolls down
And
before
then
you get to
it'll,
the videos, but on
yeah.
the computer. So, maybe the description's right here. Maybe it's just like here. It makes me think of the Cheshire Cat. What is it? It's like,
Yeah.
you go this way.
Right? Or
Go
this
this
way.
way.
Yeah, I love it. Oh my gosh.
Anyway,
I have a YouTube. I mean, I have, okay, so my website is just my name. We were talking about that earlier.
yeah.
ChristiPedigo.com. Nice and easy. But and I use that as sort of like my landing, like that's my hub for everything. And then my YouTube channel is Christi Pedigo YouTube channel, and um, Bunny the Elf is on there. I have a newer series that I started like right before the pandemic, like kind of like right as we were easing in, coming out of 2019. I think it was like early 2020. I started a series called Townies. And Townies, if you're looking for character improv, that's basically what the Townies is. It's like characters that I had, and then I improv as them, and I'm putting them in a world, and then they're all on the board of directors for these townhomes. And I had just started it, and then I kind of left them high and dry. And so I'm hoping to get back to them in the next month, because they're so much fun to do this. But what bogged me down was the editing, because now it's like I want to put these people together, and I'm like trying to split the screens, and I'm playing 6 characters. And so it's kind of, it bogged me down a little bit, but I think I'm going to get back in it. And so that's on YouTube, the Townies, and it's more character improv work that hopefully looks a little more scripted when I edit it, and then eventually may become a scripted kind of
Mhm.
series or something. We'll see.
Yeah,
But yeah.
that's great. Also, yeah, you said Bunny the Elf. You could check it out. Definitely check that out. If you want the rights to produce it in the fall, the winter, you can
Yeah.
contact Christy through the website
The
christypedigo.com.
Kindle, I
Oh
published it
yeah.
on the Kindle, so you can read it if you'd like to read the written final product. Bunny the Elf live. It's called live because I was performing it in person. So hopefully I'll perform it in person this Christmas. If not, certainly, hopefully the Christmas after that. And so you can watch the videos and you can compare it to the live show if you'd like. And yeah, so you can download it and read it and produce it, and hey, let's chat, let's talk about Christmas, my favorite subject.
And fun fact is, it's called Bunny the Elf Live. It takes place during Christmas, but I love Christmas all year round.
Oh
So put
yeah,
it up in February, put it up in August, whatever you want to do.
anytime. It's such a like sweet coming of age feel good story that, and I think a lot of people can relate to it. It's a real, I feel like it's a good wide appeal kind of show.
It's relatively family friendly too, which is great.
Yeah,
There's like PG, maybe like a soft PG-13, but relatively PG
I say
from what I
like
remember.
10 and up, but it kind of depends on the
Yeah,
kids, because I have friends who have brought younger children that are like, oh, it's like Pixar, the stuff they don't understand will go over their head. Don't worry about it.
right.
So,
Exactly.
you know, I feel like I say 10 and up, but if it's somebody has a specific question, we can talk about the content. Really, Bunny gets a little sexually harassed in her job, which is actually kind of, very real life. So, however you want to talk to your kids about that is fine. But
Yeah.
and it might go over the heads of little kids, it's just, but yeah, the kids do seem to love it. I had a little boy ask me at the end of one of my shows if he could have a videotape of it, please, because he wanted to watch it again. And it was like the sweetest thing. And I was like, I'll try to get a copy of it somehow. Because
Yeah.
his mom said he likes to watch his favorite shows like over and over and over again. And he wants to watch Bunny like over and over and over again. And I was like,
What a compliment.
I know, but now I got to
That's
get
so
it on
great.
video.
Well, tell them it's on YouTube now.
Yeah. Go watch the episodes on YouTube.
Yeah, great. Well, thanks for joining me, Christy. I have one final question for you, which is the reason why the Improv Summit exists. And I'm going to fix this so it's like in the corner instead of just behind me. But, that's what I get for my incredible Photoshop skills. So that lost my train of thought. No, I'm back. Okay. Um, the reason why this Improv Summit exists is because a lot of times before pandemic, but even now with improv being so accessible from anywhere in the world, I had a lot of people come up to me and say, Spencer, you do a lot of improv. Where should I take improv? And it was always, and they said it in that voice too. And it was always hard for me to to answer that question because it's so loaded and leveled as far as
Yeah.
like how to answer that question and what to say. So if someone came up to you and asked you that question, what would be like one piece of advice or one tip you'd give to someone to help guide them on their improv journey?
I This is coming from a teacher, really, but read some books. I mean, that's my big advice. I
Mm.
even dug some out to show you. Like this is my Viola Spolin theater games for the classroom, and you can practice those with your little friends. And then I have Improvisation for the Theater by Viola Spolin. I mean, these are fabulous books. And then this one is really great, Improv Wisdom, and
Mm.
it's by Patricia Ryan Madison. These are my daughter's notes because my daughter's
Wow.
into improv and she loved this book too. And it's about don't prepare, just show up. And it's about incorporating improv into your life. But I feel like whenever I want to know what to do, I try to research it. Like
Mm.
how am I going to learn this? Where what do I like when I read Viola Spolin? What do I connect with? And then when I looked at the different places to study, I tried to find a fit. Like I did take some workshops at Second City, and I was like, okay, this might be it. But when I learned more about the character stuff at the Groundlings, I was like, oh, that is so me. But I think to figure out what is you, you have to do some homework, maybe.
Hmm.
So that's my advice as a teacher: is do your homework.
I love it, and I think it's also great the plethora or myriad of books that we have at our disposal because the doing your
Yeah.
homework in this case. What I love about it as a teacher as well is I'm telling you to do your homework, but the opportunities of what homework to actually do,
Oh
what
yeah,
book
it's
to read
huge.
is up to you, which
Yeah.
is so great. I'm not being forced to read a specific book. Though I
Yeah.
actually am going to look into improv wisdom because that sounds like it's beneficial for both improv and for, like you said, like daily life. There's
Yeah.
also Truth and Comedy, another book, How to Be the Greatest Improviser on Earth.
Tina
Rich
Fey,
Baker
The
has a
Yes
book
Man.
too. Yeah, there's so many books that you can find on Amazon. And honestly, like I'm not someone who can spend like $25 on a book. eBay I found is great to find these for like 3, 4, $5. It's
Oh
great
yeah.
if you want to go
The
paperless and
library.
treeless. Yeah, the library too. And if you want to go paperless or treeless, there are PDF versions of these that you can purchase, ebooks of all that kind of stuff. So you can. I just sound like now I'm like pitching like this is how books work. But if you, there's options. Also, like, hey, if you reach out to me and you want to like borrow a book that I have, like, let me know, and I can like rent it to you for free, but as long as I get it back, because I can't buy another copy of it.
I know. I actually had to
um,
rebuy my teaching books because I lost when I moved from New York. Like one box got lost, and it was all my teaching
well,
books. And so I was like, I have to find these again.
yeah,
And so
at least it was
I went
like
out and rebought
books
them. I
and
know.
not
Thank goodness.
like sentimental stuff.
I know. Like all the baby books would have been awful, but no.
Yeah, right. That's great. Well, thanks so much for joining me, Christy. I did say that was the last question I had for you, but as always on this show, I'm a huge liar, and I have another question for you. And that question is, we've been talking a lot about improv. You want to do some improv?
Yes.
All right,
Yes,
let's
that was
do it.
easy.
Yeah. Yes, and let's do it.
All right.
All right, we're going to do some improv. Christy, what I need from you is an answer to this question. Would you like a location, a relationship, or a word?
Ooh, let's do a relationship.
All right, I'm going to give you two, and you pick the one you want between the two.
Okay.
The suggestions are an architect and a CEO, or a lost sea captain and a kraken.
Oh, okay, let me just absorb that for a second.
Yeah,
The Kraken is the Kraken like a squid thing?
yeah, like a
The,
tentacled thing.
the squid thing? Okay. Okay. Why don't I mean we're gonna have to do that, right? We just
Yeah, I feel like there's no option at this point.
yeah, that's not really an option. We're gonna have to do that. So okay.
Yeah, I think between the two options, there's one option, and that's
Okay.
the lost sea captain and the kraken. So, who would you like to initiate this scene?
Oh, I'll start. I
Great.
think that
All right.
sounds like a lot of fun. Okay, are you
Great.
ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay. Hello there. Are you Captain, you're my 10 o'clock, you're Captain, Pui? Am I saying this correctly?
Pui. Yes, Pui.
Yes, Captain
Yes.
Pui. Hi. I'm here for your, I'm supposed to take the boat. I'm taking the boat. And did you want to go with the boat? I feel like I should give you options.
Oh, that's great. I mean, like I just, I didn't think the Bermuda Triangle existed, but now I see that it does. And so like if I don't go with the boat, like I guess I can like still swim to sea, or is the whirlpool going to take me anyways? The tide, like how does this work? Can I just like dip out of here and like go to safety, or am I going to die either way?
It appears you're not familiar with our policies around here. Basically, if you got the booklet, you would have seen you have about a 10% chance of survival if you don't go down with the boat. And 10%, it's your choice. And
Pretty high, actually.
it's not that bad. We can start, and then as I'm taking the boat down, you can change your mind if you want to jump on last minute and come down with me. It's just I do have another appointment at 10:30. So I don't mind taking this time to figure out our plan, but I am gonna have to move on to the next boat here.
Great.
So Captain
Um,
Captain Pooey, well, I'm thinking, I usually start with the wrap. I start with the wrap, and then we start spin. I love to spin. Are you spinning?
I actually, yeah, I'm not a big fan of spinning, like carousels,
Okay.
Ferris wheels. They're not. Maybe I should just like try and escape because if there's gonna be a lot of spinning, I can't handle spinning.
Escape. All right. Well, the 10%, take your chance. If you take a left as you're heading towards the sun, although it's hard to see it here in the Bermuda Triangle,
Yeah,
but
it's
if
pretty
you
deep.
take a
Yeah, it's pretty
left
deep.
yeah, there's this little island you can kind of grab onto. So, you may have a shot. I'm just trying to help you out because,
No, I
I feel like
appreciate that.
some of the other Krakens around here, they won't even give you the orientation, the conversation, the pamphlet, they don't
Yeah,
care.
that's very kind of you. I mean, it's just such a hospitable Kraken. I just never expected the hospitality of it all. So, I mean, that's worth like what, like 3% right there. I mean, I really feel like I only have a 7% chance of survival now because that hospitality was really nice.
Well, I'm trying to help you out here. And how much do you like your crew? Should I eat them quickly? Take my time? Are they savory? What do you think?
Oh, you're gonna eat them either way.
Oh, them. Yeah, yeah. Captain Pooey, you're the captain. You get your choice. But the crew, I'm gonna rap. We're gonna do our thing. I'm gone.
Well, I guess then in that case you should just like as painless as possible because they're great, they're great people, very great people.
Oh, they're great people. Oh man, I feel so bad. When they're good people, they just don't taste as good.
No, you could let them go.
I could. I do have that 10:30 sneaking up on me, you
You know
know.
what? Why don't we do this? How about
Yeah.
can't believe I'm saying this. How about you let them go and you can take me.
Wow, Captain Pui, this is amazing. Never in my history have I had a captain so brave. You're going to taste fantastic. This is wonderful. Okay. All
Well, I have to see
right.
them. I have to see them go first.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll get to that. I'll do the rap, we'll give them a chance to get out. And
They
then
have to survive. It can't be a chance. They have to survive.
it's 10%. It's 10%. It's in the contract.
I didn't sign the contract.
Well,
I
no,
guess
that you,
inevitably
yeah,
coming into the Bermuda Triangle is kind of like
that,
signing the contract.
exactly. It's sort of the odds here. But, if they just take the left to the little island, they got a
I mean,
chance.
you guys like. I mean, like, is there like anything they should be worried about with this? I feel like they can easily swim to the island. They're great swimmers. I mean, they're sharks.
Oh,
There's other Kraken's gonna come in like try to get them, or like are they like
oh, are
free and
you
clear that they
kidding?
can
Our
make it?
Krakens? I mean, we're so busy right now. There's ships coming in here constantly. It's go, go, go. Krakens are very busy. They don't have time to worry about the ones that get away. You're really lucky. I mean, this is a great time of year.
Well, how about we just all go and like use the 10%. Just let them go, and then I can also like take the swim. You can take the ship. Take all the treasure, all the gold. all the
Captain
other stuff that
Pooley,
we have.
you are a fantastic captain. The negotiation skills, you've already got me talking twice as long as the last captain. I'm really impressed with you, Captain Pooley. I'm really, really impressed with you. I'm tempted just to let you all go.
That's
I'm
great.
tempted.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
I'm tempted. I feel like you're still only going to have a 10% chance,
Yeah, I would take that
unless I
10% chance.
take you there, unless I do the raft and then I take you to the island. I mean, we could do that, I guess.
I mean, that'd be great. I just don't know if I trust you to actually do that.
Oh, another contract. Captain Pulley, you're a negotiator. I like this. I like
Thank you.
this about you.
I like to keep my
Yeah.
crew well and safe. Also myself as well, but more importantly the crew.
A lot of times the
So,
captain just jumps off or goes down. They don't really
well,
discuss
they
things.
can't. Yeah, they can't handle the pressure. I mean, I'm surprising I could breathe underwater this long, but that's just the risk you're willing to take.
Yeah, well, it's special. It's a special time when the Kraken comes. We haven't got all this, special magic and stuff, but
Yeah.
All right,
You
so new
said
contract.
yeah, 10:30 is your next appointment, right? Which means if I survive through
Yeah,
10:30, then free and clear,
free
right?
and clear. Free and clear.
All right. Well, it looks like it's 10:29 and 56 seconds, so
Yeah.
getting very
Oh,
close
I'm
to
gonna have
just
to go. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to let you go, Captain Pooey. It
great.
has been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, this has been great. Maybe I'll see you here next week.
You know, I'll look for
We'll
you.
try again. Try again next week.
Yeah. Yeah, let's try again. That sounds great. Thanks.
All right. Thank you. I hope you enjoy your 10:30.
Thank you.
And scene. Thanks everybody so much for coming to the Improv Summit. As always, I'm your host Spencer, and that's Christy. See you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.